When I was a kid growing up in Indianapolis, there was nothing quite like the day of the Indy 500. Whether my parents and I went to the track or we just listened on the radio, the race meant summertime was only days away. Of course, we weren't alone. For more than a century, this race has been as important to our state as basketball or corn. It's the middle of May in Indianapolis, which means speed and plenty of tradition. For fans like Darren Du Bois,
what's it like out there today?
It might as well be Christmas time.
It's something that, you know, it's hard to explain in words.
Du Bois grew up coming to the track and hasn't missed a race in 2 decades.
You like these old cards?
Yeah. With the 100th running of the 500 just days away, he says the buzz around the track has never been bigger.
Well, it's a special time, a special race. It's just a great time for the track.
Watching drivers become legends when they win is a big draw for the fans, but those iconic drivers say it's the fans that make the Indy 500 the best race in the entire world.
Because Indianapolis, there is no place on earth, remember, on the earth, that is as big as this.
No one would know better than this guy.
Bobby Unser of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
More than 700 drivers have participated in the 500, but Bobby Unser's in a select group of just 10 to ever win the race more than 3 times.
Victory number 3 was his to savor.
But no victory sweeter than the first time he won in 1968.
And there's a checkered flag for Bobby Unser.
Nobody ever thinks that they can really win it. Of course, all the drivers talk about it. They say, yeah, I know what it's going to be like. They don't know. Until you win Indianapolis, you never know what it's like to win it.
Even if it meant celebrating with a bottle of milk on a hot Memorial Day weekend.
None of these guys like to drink milk at the end of a race, I promise you.
They might not like the taste, but it's a long-time tradition for the winner of the 500 to drink dairy.
Waited so long to taste the milk at Indianapolis.
A custom started way back in 1936 when Louis Meyer used milk to cool down after his historic win.
He was photographed, and it was on film in the newsreels with him holding up 3 fingers with a 3rd victory and drinking the milk out of a glass bottle. And apparently somebody with the milk industry said, "That's great. Let's make sure that happens every year."
Speedway historian Donald Davidson thinks the track's traditions help fuel Indiana's ongoing love affair with the race.
He said the engine won't know it's on its side.
In fact, the Speedway held a fair share of races before 1911, but Davidson says the first 500 made the Brickyard what it is.
There was nothing else like it at the time, nothing even close. And so very quickly it became a tradition of its own.
Davidson says a lot has changed over the last century, like when they put asphalt over all the bricks except the finish line. And as you can see, the cars now look nothing like the first one to ever win here.
It won the 500 in 1911.
But Davidson thinks the one thing that stayed constant over 99 races is the appreciation Indiana has for the 500.
It's the same event every year at the same facility, and I think that's important.
As the Speedway prepares for the 100th running of the 500, it doesn't matter if you're a super fan.
Oh, you look for this day all year round.
The guy who knows all there is to know about the first 99 races.
There was sort of a buzz last year with the 99th running, and I'm convinced that it was because the 100th was coming up.
Or a 3-time champion.
The 100th is going to be bigger than anything that anybody has seen. Period.
Everyone can agree when those magic words go across the track speakers.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engine.
It will be one of the greatest days these bricks have ever seen. Tickets for the 100th running have been sold out for weeks, meaning when drivers take the track this Sunday, they'll do so in front of more than 350,000 fans and an even bigger TV audience. Reporting for Fox 28, I'm Adam Shear.